Is the fucking... Okay, no, the AI music's no longer playing. I was like, I thought I took it off of this. Where did I put my controller? There it is. Alrighty. God damn it, please move away. There we go. I accidentally had my thing on the fucking, like, notifications. It just takes up half the fucking screen. Windows 10 is at least better than Windows 11. Alrighty, so what happened last time? We're tracking down Kay. We discovered, like, an evidence auction thing. Oh, yeah, Edgeworth's in fucking jail! I forgot about that. Never thought I'd spend another night in here again. They stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Even if they did let me keep Kay's Yaltagarossu pin, can't help but worry about her. You'd better be treating her well. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer. Dot, 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 dot. Come on, let's go. You've got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? No, I'm not sure what to even say to him. God. It's so fucking surreal to not only be seeing Edgeworth on this side of the fucking detention center again, but to be playing as him. Right there. So technically, weren't we supposed to play as Phoenix on the other side of the detention center once? Granted, they really didn't update the sprites at all, so it looked like you were, like, still viewing into the detention center. They even had a guard there. But eh. Leaving me unsupervised. That's not him. Oh, great. The bitch is here. Judge Gavel. Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a seat. She's sitting. What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagined you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. What could she possibly want from me now? Suppose I'd better find out. Can I just leave? No. That'd be funny, though. You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors. I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? Suppose my reputation is rather plummeted. It has indeed. For you, of course. And your friends. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite the fuss earlier. Bender and Emma. I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards. No, you didn't. I may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior. Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands. Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be worried about how they were all doing. Hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here? I'm here simply to talk. Nothing more. There is something I wish to know about you. You? Yes. Who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted. And a born prosecutor at that. Please, Judge Gavel, your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds. I sincerely mean every word, Mr. Edgeworth, and it is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that, and yet... I don't imagine the old me would have been so reckless. The old me had power. Because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. As you and the committee believe now. But a certain person changed my mind, made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. Once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers. I thought he said the many investigative officers and then said the Force. Like he was in fucking Star Wars. I have been far too deep into the Star Wars rabbit hole I put myself into. For those uninitiated, I've been in a weird like, I've not watched a lot of Star Wars in my life, like, at all. But, I have been doing a lot of digging into, like, Star Wars media and stuff without actually watching it. I'm literally just watching and learning about Star Wars completely from the outside without actually directly interacting with the media. It's been fucking weird, and I go into this rabbit hole occasionally. I've been falling out of this one a little bit, but it's been like a slow fallout. This is one of the strongest. So I guess the brain rot is affecting my reading skills. Change me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. You understand me? I highly doubt it. Someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? Question mark? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. I hate her. I hate her, chat. I hate her. Kind of forgot I had that for a second, not gonna lie. Before I go, there is one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today, in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. That was all you had to tell me. You could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess words to another. That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. Back in we go. Do they actually have an animation for the door going in and out? No. Oh, we can we can just investigate. I wonder if they... I know they want me to look at the hole first, but like, let's look at more of the room. I at least spent any time in here, and I can already feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I mustn't give up on myself. My collar! It's slightly creased. There. Tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Why, it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. Also, hi, Tiny. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I'm very normal. Very normal about the direct today. Very normal about the direct today. I'm very normal about Kirby Air Ride. Take a sip. Take a stand. Take a stretch. I haven't sitting down for a bit. Yeah. My fucking ear itches. And it's the ear that has that fucking pimple in it. Thankfully, it's gone down a lot. So, it's painful, but it's not, like, overwhelmingly painful. Destroy it. Motherfucker. This fucking... It is in... Like, the actual, like... It's not, like, deep in my ear cavity, but it's, like, it's in the entrance. I can't fucking pop that shit. I can't get the leverage to pop that shit. Cut off your ear, you first. The menu here on the table means that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. What looks good? Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch. Add linguine for only $1. Basmati and brown rice special for a limited time. Only add regular white rice at no extra cost. Probably for the best that I'm not very hungry. The restaurant I work at used to sell basmati rice and fucking... Actually, no, we have basmati rice now. It used to be jasmine. Jasmine rice is what we used to have. We upgraded to basmati, and I heard that was better. Note on the wall next to the toilet. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. Is this Horace's room? It took you this long to notice. Sorts of mental preparations can one even make. Window is barred with heavy steel. Reminds me of a movie I once saw. Prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell block. Won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. Right, I think that's everything. Oh, we haven't looked at the bars. The post in the corridor outside. Get to announce that due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Mates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to the daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for the cessation of a ridiculous idea in the first place? Roll a d20 to determine what you get to eat today. I didn't know the old warden was so into D&D. Very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. Those will probably never get to work together again. But I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I'll follow my own path to the end. I have another visitor. Hey! Oh, thank goodness you seem alright. A load off my mind. Oh, such is a heartwarming scene. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But you're still not your usual cheery. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't. Oh, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. But you're not! You can't be! Why don't you have any faith in yourself? Can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there's no me left to believe in? Not at all. I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, we spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say you left quite the impression on me. That warned as GM, Frank saw it, the boxer and the assassin players. You see, there's still plenty of you left. Why believe so much in your innocence? Why you should believe in yourself too. Thank you. But I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone. Kay, no! You remind me of my younger self, you know? So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for. Justice, I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? I hate you, Blaze. Yeah. I think they made that clear. I know you were getting mad at his name before, CC, but to be honest, it's not that bad of a name, because it's like, okay, first off, Excelsius, it sounds like, you know, Excel. Makes sense for somebody whose last name is fucking Wiener. But it also includes Celsius. Yeah, Celsius, yeah. Like, Blaze is good, don't get me wrong, but like, this has a few more layers to it. Celsius, it's a measure of fucking temperature, CC. It's a measure of temperature. And it needs less numbers to be hotter. I think it works. And I think I like it more. Winner is not as good as the best, I'll give you that. Even for the funny wiener joke. But Excelsius, it has layers. And I appreciate that more. Why is it going to such lengths to control everything? I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. There's some hidden agenda at play. This is no time to second guess myself. If I'm going to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy. Suppose I should be... Wait! Oh. Okay. I just want to stick that the whole name rolled off the tongue. Rolling off the tongue is one thing, but I think I prefer, like, the extra meaning it adds. I think it makes up for it and makes it better. Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? Doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Come now, Miles. I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. The way out of our current predicament is to through Chairman Winner. So much to ask in so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. Can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Mind Palace! Immense! Why were you so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. Explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that, you know exactly what I mean. I advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? I've got you now. You're backed into a corner and you don't even know it. Damn it. You're going on about whether you blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get it. I fucked up. I'm sorry. Curses. I should have picked my words more wisely. The answer is if it's the last thing I do. Alright, bide my time. I suppose we did let your friend go free. What then, What do you mean, what then? Think how it would look, my boy. You would have to take the blame. Me, that's you. You're right to keep your mouth shut. Damn it! Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocence is in doubt. Oh, you're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears spilling out. Please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. There we go. Going along nicely. That's a pretty strange way of putting it. Almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. Certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. You think so? Well, it wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Wiener certainly knows how to dodge a question. Doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrest. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. Okay. This one. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? Now, let's see. You know what? I'm not sure I can remember. I'm sure you can. You won't bluster your way out of this one. Don't bluster, my boy. I honestly don't recall. It's a problem when you get my age, you see. I even forgot my own son's name sometimes. Never mind your fool of a son. Answer me. How long did you spend on the investigation? You're right, of course. The boy's a fool. I never meant for him to grow up like that, but... woe is me. It's only too happy to derail the conversation no matter where I take it. To force him to take this seriously. Try another tack for now. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient. You're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested? I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear. Well, the chairman of the committee doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care much about such things. To wound me, it's enough to drive an old man to tears. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not the deferential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt. And I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon, Sniffle. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the end-all be-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. So young. So very young. Word of mouth, Miles. From someone who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. So idiotically so. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. That's my chance. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? You really don't give up, do you? But even my patience has its limits, you know? What coincidence, so does mine. Answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? The youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. Oh, well, maybe you do. Fucking hell. Hardly. I was just thinking about how to best proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity, and can quite emotional after all. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. I've gotten it. Fucking piss off. Versus, I should have picked my words more wisely. Okay. Time. Fate rests in my hands. So you really gotta just keep biding your time with them and letting them yap. Okay. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them. So why not give it up, dear boy? No. And why not? It's simple, because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. What you're doing is pointless. Tragically, miserably pointless. Please, just give up. She is guilty. The decision has been made. Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. Almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest. What are you trying to imply? I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the very start. Well, Chairman Wiener, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. But it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have the time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. Let's confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge. Saving. I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. Wait, we're not done yet. I heard all this talking, so make it brief, will you? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, I believe that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes. I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now. I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? Aren't you a little rude? But my fuse is only so long. Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know? I really am quite the missing man. Or are you just pretending to be busy, That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I'll work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? Huh? Nothing more to say. Wonderful, then I'll be... Ah, fucking hell. Christ. Okay, then let him talk. You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic. It really is. They would suspect me of such things. Not a suspicion, it's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base K's arrest was stopped. Now, my boy, let's not get carried away. There is plenty of evidence to support our case. Ask, the letter, the corsage. These were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. Or enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. Chat, is he failing at the children's game? You want to talk to me about failing at a children's game when you couldn't even read the description of a gun to determine that the hand it was in the picture wasn't the correct one? Docs? You want to talk to me about that? Alright, fix that up. Slash ban alien schmalien. I don't think you can do that to him, all things considered. I didn't mean to kill CC Jr. One of these days I will, but not today. Those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away. Let me reread the history. We're not to, but those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away. Oh, for fuck's sake! I should have waited on that one. I still have questions. What grounds do you have? Bide my time. You're avoiding talking about the case. Alright. Tries to light it up. There we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. Blah blah blah. Or enough to prove her guilt. Because we're all in her possession. There's plenty of evidence to support our case. Suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against K. Listen here, P.O. There's a lot of vague crap going on. This man might as well be Boy Termina. Y'all leave me alone. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out. That might prove to be a valuable clue. He is innocent. No, my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Are you No good, I don't have enough information to take this any further just yet, but my chance will come. I'll just have to be ready when it does, and I will just have to reload my save. Damn it. Me failing at the children's game. I blame Kirby or I too. It's taking up all of my fucking brain space. Still have questions. At least it remembers. What grounds do you have? Okay, then bide time. You're hoping to avoid talking about the case. Okay. Bide time. There we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. Can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. Rattled off that list like you knew it inside out. I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Okay. Oy, oy, oy. This Mind Palace is such a fucking labyrinth. We're not done yet. Rounds do you have? Exhaust this avenue. Let me try another angle. At least they gave you that. Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested? You know, I can't seem to remember. Don't ever get old now, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. I'm to deploy my clue. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop playing the old man card. Remember the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. So let me ask you again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son could learn a thing or two from you. It wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy. Really. Don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You're very mean, you know that. The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... Bide my time. Huh? Nothing more to say? Wonderful, then I'll be on my fucking hell! Other questions? Who gave the order? You remembered all the evidence. Curable numbskull. Shut up! I still have questions! Order! Remembered all evidence! You, of course! Come now, Chairman Wiener. We both know it was you. You see, I thought it was him initially, but I thought we were going a different direction. I thought we were trying to have different plot twists, man. Make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. Bruh, listen. Ace Attorney gaslights me out of everything I fucking think all the time. I don't want to hear it. I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. What, Franny ordered her arrest? I don't fucking know, man! This entire thing is about garnering fucking information. I have to pick the right avenues to get them to fucking yap, okay? I'm playing fucking mind games, and brother, I'm really fucking bad at mind games, okay? I'm too fucking autistic for that shit. I'm too fucking autistic to manipulate people, dude. I gotta be like fucking Batman. I need fucking days of prep time if I'm gonna fucking do anything for that shit. I'm horrible at manipulation. I suck at fucking lying, chat. I really goddamn do. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes. Let's see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. Just have to ask the right questions. In reality, chat, I'd suck at being a real lawyer. I suck at being a real lawyer, chat. If I didn't have time travel, everyone in this fucking franchise would be arrested, including the judge and the prosecutors, and the witnesses. Suspect Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Cross my heart, but it's true. Don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. Better try another tack for now. You seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. And the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. Okay. Ugh. You seem to know a lot about the case. Hide my time. I'm a very busy man. You try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. Only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If you'd only stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? As I read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model, and I can't seem to be slacking. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing cover to cover. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you can start by releasing Kay, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. It's a tragic one, too, after all your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Ugh. See, I was thinking in my head, like, okay, well, the weather of that day, what was it? She supposedly fell outside. Okay. Hide time. But you keep seeing how busy you are. We have yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. He was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? That's right. Although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case. This could be a valuable clue. There we go. Time to deploy my clue. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Wiener?
That's that intimidating face you like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, huh?
That's the only time I know to bide my time.
I do have to commend on your doggedness. There really is something.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'll take care of that care package real quick, Tiny. Oi. Alrighty. Back down.
Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? Just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit. The only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness sake?
Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her.
Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder I used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear from you. Finally time to shed light on the truth. What's left is to play one last move. A is innocent. No, my boy, that's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. A was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. That is my answer, and I won't let you deny it any longer. Look.
I can't wait for his whole face to get set on fire.
My, you really are a sharp one, aren't you? It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts.
That's checkmate.
You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't, not if I can help it. There you go with the naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and conviction secured, this whole mess goes away. That's what will happen.
But what won't go away, unfortunately, is our ad break. This is going to be a good opportunity for people to get some water, get some snacks, use the bathroom, do whatever y'all need to do. And as soon as we come back, more Ace Attorney. More of this. And hopefully we can get his beard set on fire. I doubt it, though. We'll see how long we go tonight. This has been a very long case, so I doubt it's going to get resolved tonight. But we'll see what happens. So another ad break, another 5 cents closer to a Switch 2. I won't even get it in time for that. I have to hit a $50 threshold for Twitch to give me my money. Unfortunately. But, with all that being said, bye for now.
Howdy, everybody. Sorry for the bit of a longer wait. I had to resolve something real quick. Not anything too bad or anything. Everything's good on my end. Everything's good now. Just had to attend to something. It took a bit longer than, well, 3 minutes. But we're good now. We're Gucci. Everything's fine. Except for Edgeworth. He's not fine. He's in jail. He might get torched. It's a possibility. Don't worry, we'll make sure nobody else is fine in this situation either. Oh, okay! Just come right out as soon as I get done with things. Hi, Tiny. Hello, everyone who is with Tiny. My name is Rise. I'm an alien dragon. I do a lot of, I play a lot of niche games. I'm very passionate about Kirby Air Ride specifically. As we can tell by, a few things. I was very excited today. I had a lot of fun. I've been stimming at least several times. Great first impression there, CC. Great first impression. But I could talk about myself all day. But it's always better to show than to tell. So I got a little something for y'all. Hope you all enjoy. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Will it fix? Okay, no, it's not gonna work. Hello? Are you going to oh my god. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I never logged in to mix it up. Thank God nobody redeemed anything. Thank God nobody redeemed anything related to mix it up. Oh my god. I'm very, as we can see, tiny little boy raiders and my general audience, I'm very intelligent, very smart, and I know exactly what I'm doing at all times. All the time. Okay, now it'll work. There we go. Hello. You are in hell.
I'm a simple creature. I am pleased by simple things.
No, 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 you bitch! You absolute bitch! You whore! You fucking whore!
I don't care if it's a bad idea, it's funny. Yeah!
Ah! Oh my god, that actually scared the shit out of me! I paused to read chat.
That would be you, Betsy. How high you're like, ah!
I've played this game for years and I've never seen this strategy.
I've never played stupid.
Sell the game exclusively at fucking Walmart.
But yeah, if anybody needs to raid and run, I completely understand. Whether you're streaming or chatting, it can be a pretty exhausting experience, all things considered. So if anyone needs to bail, I completely understand. But if anyone wants to stick around, I got a lot of dumb fucking voices for y'all. And thank you for the head pats, Iggy. Thank you for the follow as well. Welcome to the Piss Brothers. That is our name now. That was part of the contract. You signed up to be called the Piss Brother. You have to live with it now. I'm the Piss Dragon, y'all are the Piss Brothers, and this is Dragon's Gash Valley. That's the only thing that's not related. But alrighty, let's get back to the game.
The girl was arrested and conviction secured. This whole mess goes away. That's what'll happen. But those interests, but whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine? You know, listening to you just now, well, really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant, heartfelt, and sincere, and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect. I know that. But your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. Would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get at my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it, little by little.
Okay, can I talk about something that's bugging me a little bit right here? So, Edgeworth's on the left here, and Excelsius is on the right. But in the game, Edgeworth is on the right, like in the game world, and Celsius is on the left. And this is bugging the shit out of me severely. A lot. I don't like this. And I know Edgeworth can be on the right. That's possible. It's a thing that can be done. They have left and right sprites in the game. They just either forgot or didn't feel like it. Oh, no. Yeah, you have to live with this now. You have to live with this information.
A Faraday murder. It's the truth. Truth I created. Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see.
Why are you killing me for wanting? We're both OCD here. We both have to live with this reality. And you have to save your fucking points for redeems. You know the fact that I made fun of you last time for only using your points on hydrates.
You're so sincere sometimes. It's painful. This makes me want to put you in your place. You're a good little boy. Yes, right up against those bars. Good little ex-prosecutor. Yeah, knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Is that how much it's worth? Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? Still not getting it. That's your truth.
What the fuck is happening? Wouldn't you like to know, Mr. completely folds at the mention of two men?
It's worthless. Mine is all that matters. Understand what I'm saying, don't you? Mr. Ex-Prosecutor, I have all the power here. Hooks you!
Or two men, which is iconic. You completely fold at the mention of two men because of men. I completely fold at the mention of two men because of two. We are not the same. Just adjust my tie real quick.
Well, aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up.
Saying truth as independent from post hoc actions doesn't exist.
You'll pay for this. Fortunately for you, I'm broke. Why else do you think I run that little auction up there? Yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, this makes me want to cry. And cry. Cry.
That truth isn't discovered but invented, and the best presented invention wins. I mean, either way, it's bullshit. Doesn't listen to a thing he said, to be honest. He is evil and he must die. I have a very simple morality system. Not planning to disappear just yet. Chairman Wiener, still the hearing later today. You wait, one way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world, then. Damn, no to be continued or anything. I was gonna say who's the missing person, and I remembered someone is fucking dead.
And members, over a majority are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. Gathered here today to assist in professional competency, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here, side of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Ain't that right, Frank?
Fair and frank? Frank owes me $5 still. I don't trust him one bit. Don't make me laugh.
You would be so kind as to be a carnal fucking bitch to get your head bleeding again with a rock. It'd be a pleasure.
I'm calm. Well, Frank isn't Michael. True. I don't know why Docs hates Michael so much. That is a mystery to me. Don't know what was on about yesterday. That was a weird fucking stream, dude. On April 5th, just 3 days after the Switch 2 presentation, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Wiener. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney, and despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, 1K Faraday, is innocent of all charges.
Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well.
Of course. On the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by me, Eustace Winner, Premier Prosecutor. The floor is yours, Mr. Wiener. The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. He has the PowerPoint pointer. That same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah. Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not, in fact, the auctioneer.
You deduced nothing of the sort.
And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Wiener? Yeah, I got this. So, Faraday was overcome by... crushing remorse, Eustace. Yeah, that. Tons of crushing remorse. She confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform.
Person was Miss Ringer, I take it.
Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But at that time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me! That too!
Did you? I thought that it was somebody from forensics.
Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensics investigators under Mr. Wiener's command.
I knew it!
blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it, and the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin. She confirmed having committed the murder. So as you could see, Kate Faraday was the killer. There's no way anyone else could have done it.
All right, Miles. I expect you have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we?
I have no objections, Chairman Wiener.
Well, now, is that so? I thought it would have taken me more than a single. No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty.
I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Wiener's investigation was fair and impartial. Yeah, of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the black ops, every time.
You know, Miles, you really sucked at COD. Always got laughed at in the lobbies, but always ban everyone eventually had no one to play with. And it's also within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. Here, this is purely hypothetical. You were with to withdraw your objections. You might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee. So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth?
If you think you can buy my silence, think again. You will watch your mouth.
I barely fucking said anything, Jesus Christ, woman. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about committee seats, I came here to talk about the murder case. I demand an explanation under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on this incident is. Want to put us on trial, my boy. Very well. It'll make you happy. Very. Please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to the case.
Really? But sir...
This will be his last hurrah. Let's humor him with the send-all he desires.
You say so, Mr. Chairman?
Here we are. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume.
Let me double check everything's actually here. Not like I'll remember. It's been like, what, 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. Broken plushie. Still missing its left horn.
Hey!
I vaguely remember most things. Kind of, sort of, not really.
I have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume.
None whatsoever. Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't worry, Kay. We'll be fine.
See. Miss Ringer attended the auction as a potential buyer. And also, Tiny Little Boy redeemed a care package right at the beginning of the cross-examination. At least somebody is looking out for you.
Hey. Oh, my calves. Just stood up really fast. Jesus. Got lightheaded there. Alrighty. Down we go.
Drown, my friend. The red raincoat was one of the items up for sale. So our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, he left the auction. The only exit from the storeroom was, of course, the hatch leading up onto the roof. After she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Miss Ringer was attacked by Miss Faraday. Shortly thereafter, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's views of this case.
Raincoat was on offer that night. Is that really true?
We believe so, yes. You remember the failed assassination attempt on the president of Zangfa, I assume? Raincoat is a piece of evidence from that case. It should, of course, have remained safely under lock and key in the appropriate facility. Our inquiries revealed that it did in fact go missing under mysterious circumstances. Assassination on the president Zangfa. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it was.
Wound up in the auction, along with everything else. That makes sense, I suppose. Wonderful work, man. Just wonderful. Crystal clear as ever.
You flatter me, sir. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you could save us some time and simply admit defeat.
I'll do no such thing, thank you very much.
Very well. Good to know that you still have some fight in you.
Is. Come to think of it, she said some strange things when she visited me too. What exactly is she up to? Alrighty. You attended as a potential buyer. Raincoat was one of the items up for sale. Our assumption is that after winning and paying for it, she left the auction with her purchase. Storeroom is, of course, the hatchling group. After she emerged from the viewing platform, that's when Miss Finger was attacked by Miss Faraday. After that, her flame went out, and thus concludes the committee's view of this case. Let's see here. Ticket granting entry to the viewing platform on top of the big building. 7:28 p.m. Go to key cards. 12:52 a.m. Wait. Hold on, I doesn't say the date. Maybe we just used this ourselves? No, there's no way we didn't. It's 7:28. Listed intention was on sale were mainly items of police evidence. 11 attendees attended. All remaining auction continued even after the murder occurred. Broken plushie, the masks. Serious figure in the red ring. It's been so long, I'm just gonna press on everything for right now.
Hold it!
It's a very complicated case, and I took a very long break from it. In other words, a member of the committee was actively involved in the illegal evidence trade.
It's unfortunate. I don't know what else to say.
Of course, when you're looking into any subject, just as soon as this hearing is over and done with.
I commend your decision to pursue the matter further, Mr. Chairman.
Don't be silly, Vic. It's the least we can do. Really. Not that it's any of your business, Miles. Not anymore. If only you had remained a prosecutor. But you didn't. Now, we're quite done making an old man cry over this whole sad affair.
Very well. Allow me to continue.
Hold it!
The raincoat really was one of the auction lot. That's correct. I believe it originally belonged to Mr. Shelley the Killer.
Considering its status as a piece of evidence, the only logical conclusion is from when he made his attempt on the president's life. It's an unexplained mannequin standing amongst the other items on sale. Could well have been used to display the coat prior to the auction. We know how the items were being smuggled in.
That is still under investigation. It is entirely unrelated to the matter at hand. Especially considering that you will soon officially be a prosecutor, no longer Mr. Edgeworth.
Sounds like the outcome of this hearing is a foregone conclusion. Surprises there. Personal circumstances are often important, right? Please continue, Your Honor.
As I was saying, the raincoat was one of the items up for sale.
For winning and paying for it, she left the auction.
Hold it!
Why did she leave so soon after making her purchase?
Because of the auction house rules. Winning bidders are expected to pay for their items immediately.
Bob told us pretty much the same thing.
Miss Ringer, having paid for the raincoat, probably left immediately afterwards in accordance with the rules.
Okay. Ringer was a member of the committee. She could not have left the committee chamber via the main door.
While the auction was still underway, I would risk exposing its existence to those outside the trusted circle of attendees.
And then Miss Hong found out about it. I think its existence very already well and exposed.
Rules of the auction state that attendees were to enter and leave via the latch in the room. Miss Ringer had no reason not to follow those rules. Given where the murder took place, we know that she must have done so. Right? But why? What possible motive could Kay have had? That's exactly what we are hoping to establish in our upcoming interviews with Miss Faraday.
Oh my god, I felt like a weird sensation in my back. When I was like, alright, so, the lore for chat. My back is incredibly fucked up. So I have to, like, try and crack it, like, very often to, like, make it a bit more comfortable. And, dude, I felt like such a, like, I felt the sensation, like, just straight up somebody, like, putting their hand on me. Just fucking weird. Ugh. It was like very tingly, like someone just, like, lightly touched my back on my right shoulder blade. Fucking weird. Actual murder would be a threat to Lada's life, too. True. Ghost of interrogation after the fact. Something you seem to specialize in.
If the murderer knew that the attendees would all be leaving via the hatch, then the roof would have been the perfect place to lie in wait. But as I was saying, after she'd emerged onto the viewing platform, that's when Mr. Ringer was attacked. And after flaming on, this concludes the committee's view of this case.
Mental health check, gotcha CC. I'll stare at Chibi Robo longingly. Oh, firearms on. Gotcha, gotcha. The flame went out.
The flame of her life, Mr. Edgeworth, though perhaps her flame was stolen from her, is more apt.
The candelabrum that extinguished her life was one of the auction. And Kay had no way of getting a hold of it to begin with.
Thank you for the head pats, Tiny. Miss Faraday could not have lain in wait for the victim without knowing of the storeroom's existence. She could easily have snuck down the ladder and stolen it while the auction was underway.
Only we knew where the candle holder was during the auction. That would have surely cleared the matter up, no? Well, either or not. Sadly, we don't have anything that could tell us much on that front at the moment.
Forgive me, sir. This is something we are hoping to establish through further investigation.
Wasn't that a shame, Miles, my boy? We missed the line of inquiry, something of a dead end, is...
Theory is that the victim and her killer met on the roof, and that's where the murder took place. Hunter assumes the viewing platform was the scene of the crime. Is that really the case? Well, I had evidence that clearly shows that the story of what happened that.
Time to double check.
Alright. So... Candle holder, 3 wounds to the victim's chest. Where is it? Letter. I know what I'm trying to look for. Because there was like a area in the committee chamber that had like the same shadow that it had. Have fun, good luck. I gotta go do stuff. You go do your stuff, Tiny. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for the raid. Thank you for sticking along as you did. I appreciate it. Everyone go file Tiny if you haven't. They are very cool. They're very cool. They do animation. And they play a lot of Half-Life and Bendy's Ink Machine. At least that's what I've seen so far. So go check them out if you haven't. Really trying to think here. Free to help with my plan. Now you can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge. It's not here. Traces of blood were detected inside. Back down secret elevator. Looks like a drip through the floor below. Wait. A blood on the viewing platform. That's gotta be it, right?
Let's hope. Swear to God if I'm getting ace attorneyed. I hate it here. I hate it here. Alrighty, time to read over more stuff. I love this franchise, I promise. Alrighty. Ba-da-ba. Candelabrum. It is what murdered her. Art statements. Oh, thank you for the head pats, Kimono. Welcome in. How you been, man? Hope things are going good on your end of the woods. Things are going okay on my end of the woods, at least as far as Ace Attorney is concerned. As far as personal life is concerned, Kirby Air Ride 2 was revealed today, and I'm very happy. Aye. Photograph of mysterious figure. Wait. Blood on that hand. I mean, we've pointed that out before, but let's... Yeah, I was right. Let's go. Maybe you can clear something up for me, Judge Gavel. But what is Miss Hart doing here at this hearing? She is an eyewitness. I thought it would be obvious. Well, now, I ain't really an eyewitness, more of an ear witness, I guess. It's not exactly the most confidence-inspiring choice to help you make your case, is she? I like to think I choose my allies a little more carefully than Edgeworth. You should question them more thoroughly, because there's something she hasn't told you. Take a look at this. It's a photo taken by Miss Hart. Yes, in the storeroom, correct? What of it? According to your theory, the murder occurred up on the roof. According to Miss Hart's testimony, she happened to witness the entire incident unfold in the storeroom, just before she took this picture. Wait, you're saying Gavel got it wrong? That's exactly what I'm saying. What? Miss Hart, if I may confirm your account of the evidence the events you witnessed that night, you saw the person in the picture, correct? I sure did, clear as day, and with my own eyes to boot. What were your impressions at that point? My impressions? This right here is a scoop of the century. Something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. I was hoping more for your impressions of the person in question. I'm good just at work right now doing an internship overseas. Ooh, fancy. Hope things are going well for you. Are you able to disclose exactly where overseas you are? It's fine if you can't or don't want to. Just curious just how fancy we live in right now. Oh, that there's a walking meal ticket. Wait, what? Wait, what? I was hoping more for your impression that there's a walking meal. What does that mean? What is a walking meal ticket? What's a walking meal ticket? Chat, explain. What does it mean if a person is a walking meal ticket? Seriously? She's gonna make her money. Oh. I thought she was saying she was overly skinny and needed to eat. I'm down under. Oh. Hope you're having fun over there. Don't die. Don't die to the wildlife. That shit might as well be Mira. Just my little joke. No need to look at me like I done sat on your lunch. I love Heart. She's awesome. I like Heart too. She causes chaos wherever she goes, and that's why I love her. Old red raincoat, right? Well, I took one look and I thought, that's our perp right there. Therein lies the rub. Miss ought to have thought such a thing means that the murder occurred. It's your favorite region of Xenoblade X Rise. I do like Oblivia. This is true. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when will you learn to use your words? In an explanation of the facts you require, you need only ask, you know. What do you mean?
I assume you're about to raise the issue of the voices Miss Hart heard. Voices that may be unrelated.
Unrelated? You can do better than that.
Was one of the voices Miss Hart heard really even Miss Ringer's?
You're kidding me, right? Them folks was talking crime-related turkey, or my name ain't Lotta Dang Hart.
Ah, but you did hear them clearly.
Well, can't rightly say for sure, but... I can't rightly say nothing, and you know it. It was using the voice changers. I done told you that.
Precisely. Miss Hart heard voices, but those voices were disguised. Which means we cannot even be certain that whatever she did over here had anything to do with the murder.
I was wondering when we're getting the actual point I was trying to, like, bring up earlier.
You don't need to yell objection in order to sigh at me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Seems I overestimated you, Judge Gabble. Nonsense. Mary's the best of us, my boy. Very best. And yet she believes that what Miss Hart heard might not have had anything to do with the murder. Even supposing that that's the case, it doesn't prove the murder didn't happen in the storeroom. It didn't happen before the victim was able to go up on the roof. That much we can say for certain. Would the voice changer sound unnatural? I would imagine. Mine sounds pretty unnatural, all things considered. And before y'all like, oh, but Rise, you're fucking, we can still hear your voice in it.
It's a separate fucking mic. It's its own fucking mic. There's 2 mics. Did you ever think about that? How it sounds like music, actually. Without the other mic.
It doesn't. It does not. That's why I add the other mic. So y'all can understand me a bit better. So someone weren't using one that could be picked out. I can tell you why. This proves that the incident happened before the victim went up on the roof. That fucking time. I initially thought that the person in the red raincoat was the culprit.
Yes, because Miss Hart said as much.
Indeed, she told us about the blood she saw in this person's hand. I doubt many people would have thought differently given her testimony. Ergo, if this person is the killer, then the blood we see would have been from when they attacked the victim. Knowing what we do now, that this person is in fact the victim, it recontextualizes everything. The presence of blood still shows that the picture was taken after the attack, but now it tells us something very important about the victim, too. The picture tells us that the victim... There's no doubt in my mind that the victim was attacked in the storm. Here we have photographic evidence of her standing upright and alive, albeit with a bloody hand. This can only mean that Miss Ringer survived the attack. The blood on her hand is from the wound she had sustained. What are you talking about? Who dies from a hand wound? The wound was not her hand, Mr. Wiener. I imagine she had used her hand to try and staunch the wound. That's right. Well, it's impossible to tell from this angle. The victim was already mortally wounded here. Well, that certainly would change things, wouldn't it? Very much would, not least by making it absurd to suggest that Kay was the attacker. An encounter with the victim happened after this picture had been taken, before the victim had already been attacked and was in critical condition. I put it to you that all Kay witnessed was the victim finally succumbing to her wounds.
That would have been quite the coincidence.
It's a textbook case of wrong place, wrong time, I'd say.
You seem to be forgetting a rather important fact, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, lad, or pretending not to remember it. What fact am I forgetting? I think it's time to wrap things up, don't you, Verity? Put the boy out of his misery. Dad, Gabble works for me! Why do you keep giving her orders? That's my job! You really are a total and utter embarrassment. I'm not! I hate to break it to you, but you both are. Go to it, Gabble. Put Edgeworth out of his misery.
As you wish. Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in her chest. And we all know that those wounds are from what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. I doubt anybody could survive such grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. Nicely done, Gabble. Now Edgeworth will have to make several objections. Yes, I'm afraid I will. What? Why? Were you listening? Oh, I was listening. Very carefully, in fact. Hence my objections. Come on! Why do you always have to undermine me? Never my intention, I assure you. It isn't? Because you do it so well to yourself every single time already. Of course it isn't. Yeah, I knew that. Because I'm...
Easy, Eustace. Now stop, for goodness sake. Oh, you embarrassed me enough.
Oh, what do you mean, Dad? Mr. Ring... Alright, here we go. He just needs more training and a good father figure. A good figure. A good role model in general. That would probably fix him a lot. 3 wounds in her chest, and we all know what those wounds are from, don't we? That's right, they're from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. Anyone could survive just grave wounds. If you care to read the coroner's report, I'm sure you would change your tune. We have it? Alright, give it to me. Cause of death is the set of 3 puncture wounds on the left side of the chest inflicted by a candle hold. Well done for reading, Mr. Edgeworth. My report forms the basis of my own conclusions. In other words, if I disprove what it says, I disprove your conclusions too. You have the strangest sense of humor, but I wouldn't mind seeing you try. However, before you do, I would advise you to read that report very carefully. After all, I am not interested in your opinion, only in solidly grounded deduction. Very well, then you shall have my deductions. Mr. Edgeworth? Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be alright. Find something to prove that the victim was still alive and breathing immediately after the attack. Aunt Kay's fate will be sealed. Alrighty, what do we got? Cause of death: stab wounds to chest, head injury sustained post-mortem. They reward white jacket, white gloves, magenta flower, and mask. Age and gender could not be discerned. So, okay, so we tried to assert that she did not die up on the rooftop. Because she would have been alive in there. But they're trying to say that this was a fatal injury. That she could not have survived. Fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Yeah, I got nothing. Well, even if you had something, I wouldn't want you to tell me unless I asked. Just because it's been a long time doesn't mean I want to take the easy route. Sure you would change your tune. Torn from the victim's clothes. I can tell you I bought some new clothes. Well, I hope they're good-looking ones. I might need at some point to go get more jeans for myself, because like I keep in the lieu of having moved and being separated from my friends and being very, very sad, I put on some weight, especially in my thighs and my ass, and I keep ripping jeans. I keep ripping my jeans, but I keep re-sewing them. That's been my life lately. Even on jeans that seem perfectly fine, I'm like, oh, hey, this'll be good. I rip them too somehow. Them is a gray Napoleon coat. Ooh, fancy. Very fancy. Everyone's very fancy today. The other is a mostly matching cape. Extra fancy. You did earn your cape in Helldivers. You deserve it in real life. Also got a sword belt. Now you just need something to holster it with. Though I think you said you had a sword before. Also, how much did this cost? DC? So I appreciate you buying yourself something instead of spending it on me. Having to disprove the coroner's report. Could she have been alive? Head injury sustained post-mortem. Wait, the coroner's findings. Durr. Sometime late last night. Cause of death is set 3 puncture wounds on the left side. Victim also suffered head injury post-mortem. Other marks, prominent burn mark on back of victim's right hand. Prominent burn mark. When would the, when would the burn mark have been applied? It doesn't specify. It's like 200 altogether. I mean, makes sense for the clothes you bought. Take good care of them. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. And have all the depression go to your thighs. I have to prove she was alive. Post-mortem. That the candle holder was not a fatal injury. Ugh. My brain's not thinking. Alright, so how do you plan on reducing thigh size? Getting the fuck back on keto, which lately I've been doing a good job on. I won't go into much detail. Let's just say that a few weeks ago I had like the worst mental breakdown of my fucking life. And it just made me realize I can't fucking do this shit anymore. And it made me start getting my life together a bit better. And so far I've been good. But I don't want to pat myself on the back too much. If I pat myself on the back too much for doing a good job, my fucking subconscious takes that as an excuse to go out and fucking ruin everything all over again. And I have Kirby Air Riders. Exactly. Exactly. Kirby Air Ride 2 makes everything better. Ugh. Made of cheap plastic. Born from the victim's clothes. Drawing a blank at the moment, man. I'm not seeing anything here that straight up like is telling me that she couldn't have died quite yet. Wait. She could have left it in there. She didn't have to rip it out. Do I have something that proves that? Because it's only when it would get ripped out that it would actually, like, matter. Where was this found? forgot where we found... Oh, wait, no. We found it, we found it on the table. Card record. Broken plushie. Still don't have any explanation on that. For disproving the coroner's findings. Three puncture wounds, left side chest inflicted by candle holder. Head injury post-mortem. I am not sure. But we are getting another ad break. So I'm going to use this as a moment to go mull things over in my head probably a bit more. But this is going to be a good opportunity to get some water, get some snacks, use the bathroom, do whatever y'all need to do. And as soon as we come back, hopefully we figure it out. I hope I don't have to look it up. I really don't want to look it up because I don't... This doesn't feel bullshit. But it might be bullshit. But we'll find that out later. So, with all that being said... Bye for now. Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. Hope y'all had a good break. Hope you got done what you need to get done. I got that taken care of, Tiny. Don't you worry. You already established I'm a shitty fucking liar. And I'm also still kind of equally lost, I won't lie. Didn't help I didn't want to cycle through the evidence so you would be hearing the entire fucking break. Alright, let's see what we got here. Again. Need to establish she could have lived. May have been the murder weapon. I vaguely feel like I recall us saying that there was, like, that was stuck inside her. It didn't have to be removed. I so vaguely feel like we were talking about that. It's just not coming to me. A piece of evidence that, like, more so confirms that. We would change your tune. Whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. We had to put that raincoat on. Fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Let me reread the whole testimony again. May press on that. The victim may not necessarily have died instantly. I think we can say that much at least. Perhaps, but she surely would not have lived for longer than a few moments either. Oh, there are people who could survive even if you stab them in the chest? Oh, there might be, and there might not be, too. So, which is it? Trust me, there are not. And in any case, you're still tempted to believe there might be. I dispute the coroner's report with the coroner's report? Okay, that didn't work. Understandable. Understandable. You have a good day. Alrighty. Let's try again! Let's try again! Magenta flower! Hey, probably usually torn off the victim's clothes. I fucking hate it here. The coroner's report. The coroner's report. $12 years ago. Record of key cards used to enter the committee chamber. Broken plushie. Missing its left horn. When attendees all roaring as the auction continued until after the murder. Very method was kept alright. Each participant in the auction wore one. Wait, would it be the masks? Because she would have had to put the mask back, and the mask is missing. You could say, like, oh, she took it from Kay, but, like, oh, no. We'll go for it. Alright, never mind. Ay. I might have to look this one up. But I'm sure when I see it, the answer is going to be so fucking obvious, dude. Like, this doesn't feel like a bullshit one. I know when it feels like bullshit. And this one doesn't feel like bullshit. It's giving me a very clear thing to disprove. But I just can't fucking think of how to disprove it. The raincoat? Damn it. Ah! No, nothing seems out of place. It's funny. I do like some of the failures. They are always a good little chuckle out of me. Typically. Miss Hart's picture. Try disproving it with the coroner's report. Locksmith's killer hid the body. Traces of blood were detected inside.
Objection!
Oh my god. Okay, fine. I'll look it up. I don't want to. I really feel like this one is like perfectly like sound. And like I'm just stupid. But I've been stupid for like the past like 25 minutes and I at least want to maintain some semblance of being entertaining. So let's actually make some progress. Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Case 4. Really didn't want to get to this point. I tried my damnedest. End part 1. Okay, so yeah, here's the detention center. Committee's view. Are you fucking kidding me? You know what? Maybe this is my fault. I got very tunnel visioned on this statement. Don't we? That's right. They're from when she was stabbed by a 3-armed candelabrum.
Objection!
Got 3 wounds, and we know what those wounds were from, right? That's right. That she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum and sustained. Okay, maybe it was a little stupid. Stabbed in the chest had blood on it. I neglected to read the hood, and you know what? That's on me. But even with that in mind, we're first off, the statement is talking about the candelabrum. So why the fuck are we focusing on the blood on the hood from the head injury? Why is that our focus here? And second off, we're talking about disproving the coroner's report, so we're trying to find something that conflicts with the coroner's report. Oh my god, it was dumb. Fucking hell. I hate it. Don't do it. I had to do it, because I was never gonna fucking figure that out. Like, the statement and the thing I'm, like, trying to point out, like, just don't make sense together. You know what those wounds were from? The candelabrum. Okay, yeah, those wounds certainly are from the candelabrum. It'd make more sense if we were pointing at the statement that was saying, like, oh, there was 3 wounds. And then we use the code on that. That would make more sense. Why the third statement? Just talking about the candelabrum wounds. Why not? It literally says, like, Miss Ringer's body was found with 3 wounds in its chest. Even then, that wouldn't work. Because it's just talking about the chest. And we all know where those wounds are from, don't we? That's right. That's when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. Like, nothing about those first 3 statements is contradictory. I'm looking for contradictions. Nothing contradicted itself. Now, maybe that's the point. But, like, then I have nothing to fucking work with. How am I supposed to find a contradiction if there's no fucking contradiction? And here I had faith. Here I had faith that this one was actually very logically sound, and I was just flubbing it. No, I wasn't flubbing it. Love this series.
And raincoat, that's right, isn't it, Verity?
Yes, sir, the one Miss Ringer was wearing. I warn you, Mr. Edgeworth, you will not be thanked for retreading old ground here.
I'm afraid I might have to regardless. Now then, you'll answer me this, Judge Gamble. Tell us that the victim's bloodstains were found on the coat. Do you remember where exactly they were found?
Of course, they were found on the hood and... No!
I did...
I'm really just trying to see the logic here. Here, from when she was stabbed in the chest by a 3-armed candelabrum. I'll fully admit that I didn't read the hood part. I was tunnel visioning that a lot. I'll admit that one. Not a fan of this one. Not a fan of this one. Ugh.
What's the matter, Verity?
The hood and was blood found anywhere else on the raincoat? No, it was not. Doesn't that strike you as odd? The victim died of stab wounds to the chest. Wouldn't that lead one to expect to find blood stains in that area? And yet there was blood only on the hood. It's a glaring contradiction if I ever saw one. The head wound the victim suffered wasn't just some incidental injury. It was inflicted before the stab wounds to her chest. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the victim did sustain the head injury. As you said, if she had been stabbed first, there should be blood in the chest area of the raincoat. Therefore, Miss Ringer cannot have been stabbed before the head injury had been inflicted on her. But even if we concede this point that the head injury came before the chest wound, what difference would it make? How does it change our understanding of the case? I'd say it changes things a great deal. In fact, it raises even more fundamental contradiction. It's quite the bold claim, Mr. Edgeworth. I have to admit, you had me intrigued. Perhaps you would care to show us the fundamental contradiction with some evidence. A piece of evidence best demonstrates the contradiction the order of industries revealed. Coroner's report. Oops, shit. Didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Take that!
As better.
This is Dr. Hurt's preliminary findings, according to which the victim suffered a head injury post-mortem.
But the order suggested by the bloodstains on the raincoat is
Exactly the opposite, yes.
Bailiff, this court hereby subpoenas Dr. Hilda Hertz to the committee chamber with all due haste. Until she testifies, this case cannot be brought to a close. Yes, Your Honor. I'll go fetch her at once. Unfortunately, Dr. Hertz is a very busy woman. I doubt she will be able to come immediately. In the meantime, there's another important angle I would like to explore. Frankly, something that has been bothering me about the person at the heart of this case. The so-called ringleader. Who exactly are they? Yeah, good point. We never looked into that, huh? Despite having been mentioned repeatedly in this hearing, we still don't know even the most basic facts that might help us uncover their identity. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
We've seen nothing that might serve as clear evidence of the auctioneer's identity as of yet. There is someone involved with the case that I can name. I expect that at the very least they might be able to point us in the right direction.
And that's...
Chairman Wiener, I demand you testify as to what you know.
What? Are you crazy? Why would you accuse my dad? You would cast doubt on the integrity of the chairman of the committee. Do you understand the implications of such an act?
I don't care who or what he is, we're talking about the truth here. About a man who seems dead set on framing Kay at all costs. The mask, the corsage, the ticket stub, and everything else the items Kay was carrying when she was found. They're deliberately placed in her possession somehow. By Chairman Wiener himself.
A shocking accusation, and one I find hard to believe. But for the sake of completeness, I must ask, why would he do such a thing?
Has suspicion on Kay, of course. Why else? I even managed to get him to say something to that effect.
Chairman Wiener, your rebuttal, please.
I think the good chairman might be in shock. A bit of a slight in the direction of the game. He'll go from, like, having nothing in his goggles to having it filled with tears, like, immediately. That just happened right there. I thought they were keeping track of that, unfortunately not. You hear me, D-boy? I said, so what if I did? You say you got me to admit as much. Where's your proof, hmm? No witnesses to speak on. Your word alone is hardly enough. An accusation like that stick. What do you need to tell us that you have something more to base your outburst on?
Still has the arrogance he showed back at the detention center, and yet... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to have to ask you to explain yourself. If that's all right, Mr. Chairman.
Not at all. I'll be very interested to hear this for myself. Be intrigued to learn where Miles might have gotten the idea that I'm some sort of criminal. You'll never find a more fine and upstanding citizen than myself.
A lot of nerve acting all innocent after that. Very well, let's start at the very beginning. The fact that the auction took place right here in this hallowed trial chamber is a point of suspicion. Location that should by right only be accessible to members of the committee. Yeah, they all have key cards to the room, after all. Furthermore, these auctions seem to be held on a somewhat regular basis, and for that to be possible, there can only be one winning explanation. That's right, Mr. Wiener. That the auctioneer is a member of the committee. What? No! What on earth is wrong now? Well, what do I do, Dad? I played right into his hands!
Oh, you did you, other nitwit? Miles, my boy. You realize you cast quite the wide net with your explanation.
That's true. There are 11 members of the committee altogether. 10, given Mr. Ringer's unfortunate passing, 10 potential suspects in total.
Well, it certainly isn't me. It can't be the chairman. Damn it. Whoever it is, speak up right now. Come, call down, all of you. Please. Well, Miles, is that all the proof you've got against me? Very, very quiet all of a sudden. It's too late to back out now. You accused a former chief prosecutor and current committee chairman of a crime. I'll tell you to prepare for the worst. There's no preparing you for what you're about to face. You've been forcing us to argue over every little detail for a while now. The murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I can hardly even remember. You needn't have them bother, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. Think about it. The suspect herself has already said she did it. All that matters is that at the end of the day, and her sentence, that matters at all. That's all that matters. And okay, it's all that matters at the end of the day, and her sentence will be lighter for it. So rejoice. There you have it. Feel free to pick holes in it as you see fit. How can I when that was barely a testimony to begin with?
And very powerful person, isn't he? Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, please, just go. I did it. I'm the murderer. I even remember doing it.
It's all flash or something half-remembered, Kane, nothing more. You must believe in something. Believe me when I say you should believe in your own innocence instead. But up against the head of the committee here. Isn't going to be easy. Seems to think he's already won. Perhaps I can use that against him. I think I have an idea.
Murder happened, the order of the victim's injuries, some other things I hardly even remember. You needn't bother, my boy, because it's all irrelevant in the end. The suspect herself has already said she did it. Okay. So we're trusting her word here? We're trusting the word of an amnesiac, correct? And what about the fact that somebody pushed her down?
Objection!
Damn it. I tried. I tried. I did my best. We will just press like pussies instead.
Hold it!
Just because she confessed to something doesn't make it the truth. She's suffering from amnesia, so any statement she makes should be taken with at least a grain of salt. That's his voice?
Objection! Even so doesn't exactly solve anything for us, does it, dear boy?
I prefer mine. I'm sticking with mine.
Be nonsensical to dismiss her confession outright. I'll tell you what, why don't we ask her one this time? I'm sure she'll say she did it again.
Fine. Let's do it. Let's ask her again. If she really believes herself to be the culprit. Huh? You mean me? Is this really what you want, Mr. Edgeworth? If it goes badly, it could significantly weaken your position. I know. There's no other way. Request that I be the one to question her.
Really know how to tug at an old man's heartstrings, you know. Fine. Ask away. On one condition. Turns out to be a waste of time. That's it. God, I hate the earth.
All the proceedings to an end?
There. Read?
All the proceedings to an end? You mean the hearing?
Yes, dear boy, that's right. That's your complete muddlehead after all. But just so we're clear, if we ask again and all that happens is the girl confirms her guilt, she is officially declared guilty on the spot. Yes, that sounds like a great plan, if I do say so myself.
That's it. You just declare her guilty. Just like that. That's the gist of it. Big risk, but he's going to find a way to condemn her either way if we don't do something.
Okay.
Yes? Oh, it's a lot to ask, but I need you to think. Do you remember anything else about what happened on the day of the murder? Anything that might help us prove your innocence? Why are you still fighting it, Mr. Edgeworth? No use, I can't be of help to you. Sorry. Too scared to try and remember anymore. What if I remember something even worse? If I did, I'd just be making more trouble for you. Please just accept it. The K you thought you knew is a dangerous criminal. A criminal who let you down and betrayed your trust.
Don't worry, Kay. Nothing to be afraid of. I may not have known you for very long, but I know you well enough. And right now I'd say I know you better than you know yourself. You would never commit a murder. You could never, because this is who you really are.
Take that!
The great thief Yatagarasu, a noble outlaw who would never stoop so low as to kill.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, because all I can see is the one memory that's returned. I have to face it.
Hold it!
No, the only evidence of your guilt is the confession they forced out of you. As I said earlier, you have to believe that you're better than that. Or are you saying you don't believe a word of what I've been telling you?
No, it's not that. You trying so hard to help me, and you're risking so much for me. It's too much. You have to stop. I'm begging you.
Oh, so that's what's going on. I thought it was strange, but now I see. Isn't you allowing yourself to be railroaded into accepting your fate? Because of me, isn't it? It's exactly what the K I know would have done.
You're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm not, and I don't plan on becoming one anytime soon. Because despite all your wishes to the contrary, I'm still trying to help you. So you see, I've merely been servicing my own ego, regardless of what I put you through. Now, let's try this again. See the good in yourself, Kay. I'm a noble thief you truly are. A memory of you committing the murder? You need to question it with all you have. That's all I ask. So please, do it for me. Steal the truth.
I...
Hey,
What's wrong? Did you remember something?
I'd be like some cliche movie plot if she did.
A cow. A cow? Mr. Edgeworth, if you could perhaps ask her for a few more details.
Okay, what can you tell us about this cow?
I remember now. I remember Cow. The person in the red raincoat. She had it in her hand. A stuffed cow. I can see it so clearly now. Are you sure, Miss Faraday? Are you absolutely certain? Yes, I'm sure. And this court acknowledges the defendant's latest statement as a new testimony.
You lost your mind, Verity. We can't accept testimony like this.
With all due respect, Mr. Chairman, information pertaining to the victim and her possessions is
new and highly relevant. Don't like you, Verity.
I still don't like you, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt right now. I will give you a less bad fate. He is no more. For now. I am no longer armed.
Need I remind you the addled state of her memory? No. This simply won't do.
Addled? If we claim her memory is unreliable, then our own argument is weakened, sir. You said yourself only a few minutes ago. But thanks to the suspect's confession, we need not worry ourselves over the finer details, did you not?
Ooh, I like that transition.
Were we to call the validity of our memories into question, and we must also call into question the confession on which our entire argument is based. Is that really the most advisable course of action?
Yes, you're right. Proceed as you see fit, then.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Still in the game, but only by the skin of our teeth. Only thanks to Judge Gavel's intervention. Almost as if she was on our side for a second.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Stuffed animal?
Leave the cow in question. Is this thing here, Your Honor? We found it in the storm, and I believe it is yet another auction lot.
It took us this long to investigate it. Do you know something, Gavel? No, it's just not what I imagined.
Suppose it is a rather odd thing for the victim to have been carrying. Should look it over carefully.
Oh no, he's missing a horn.
Left horn is missing. This hole. Looks like that's where the horn would have gone.
That doesn't look like stuffing in there. So what is it?
Let's take a look at the rest of this toy and see what else we can find. Don't tell me this is a gun.
This is a fucking gun!
Right horn seems intact, but I can't say it's doing much for the overall symmetry of this stuffed toy.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, it moves. Does? It sounds like sand being crushed.
It would seem there is a recording device hidden inside.
Is sand.
It was you the moment I laid eyes on you. You can't hide that burn from me. Nothing to say for yourself? I've waited so long for this day. Now I'll finally have my revenge.
Ah!
Must be the moment of the murder?
Someone made a recording of it. Hey, that's them right there. Them's the voice that I heard. Sure as eggs is eggs. Unfortunately, we have no way of verifying when these voices were recorded. It's possible they have nothing to do with the murder, only there was some accompanying video footage. You got your bugs in there or something, Lee? I done told you, them's the voices I heard. And we already know the victim was holding that thing, right? So it's gotta be when she got got. Yes, it is a possibility, but a weak one without more than your word to back it up. We need something more. Something credible. Again, she seems to be stepping in help. Judge Gavel, I think we all know where the voices are from the moment of the murder. Consider for a moment the words we heard one of the speakers say. I knew it was you the moment I laid eyes on you. Can't hide that burn from me. I think we have something that could explain these words are referring to, and how it's all related. A piece of evidence proves that the voices are from when a murder occurred. Coroner's findings? Coroner's preliminary findings? How do they prove anything? Indeed, what on this page shows that the voices must be from the time of the murder.
Take that!
First time it's asked us to specifically cite text. Again, on the words we heard, this part in particular stands out in my mind. Can't hide that burn from me. The victim had a prominent burn mark on the back of her right hand. And what of it? According to the case testimony, the victim was carrying this stuffed cow toy. A burn mark, an identifying mark unique to the victim, was mentioned on the recording and captured. Oh, it's just a coincidence. Stuff like that happens all the time. Right? I'm not so sure that it does, especially not in this case. Or accepts the recording maybe from the time of the murder. In which case, one of the two voices must belong to the real culprit. Based on the content of the conversation, it seems likely that it's the one we hear the most. That still doesn't tell us anything about the killer's true identity, or even if they're male or female. Whether the voice change is correct, unfortunate but unavoidable. One thing, however, has become clear. We are now able to say that the voices Miss Hart heard were those of Miss Ringer and her killer. Just like I done told you they was. And we say something else now, too. Then let's hear it. That is, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman.
Do as you wish.
According to Mr. Hart, just before the murder occurred, two people came up to the storeroom from the committee chamber on the elevator. Ringleader and one of the auction attendees. Because this was the point at which money exchange happened. The murder happened immediately afterward. Auction carried on after that. All of which points to one key fact. What else does this latest revelation tell us? Let me review the history. Okay. Since the ringleader was the auction's sole auctioneer, it follows that they cannot be the victim. Hey, Gabble! Not right now, Eustace. There's a good boy. If they weren't the victim, they can only have been the killer. A compelling argument, but hardly conclusive. I am fully aware of that, Your Honor. I was merely warming up for the main event. There were certain traces left on the scene that seemed to suggest that the ringleader was the killer. Then please hurry up and show us. What is something that was placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer? Thanks so much for agreeing to help with my plan. Now you can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Oh, their appearance. Duh. Or not. I don't get it. No surprises there, but I'm sure the rest of the room will see what I'm getting at. Once I grew my idiot boy. How can that be? Killer, there's something they would have wanted to hide. Ugh, I'm not all there today, chat. Once I see a decent stopping point, I think we'll end off for the day, because I'm very hungry. I ain't eat a lot today, all things considered. He's saying that suggests that you would for us to believe your assertion that the ringleader was the killer. We will need to see some evidence to that effect. Understand, Your Honor, and I'm about to show you just that. Placed on the scene that points to the ringleader as having been the killer. Oh, darn. The killer deliberately left a large pool of blood at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. It was due to that blood that we originally thought the murder had happened in this chamber.
was simply a ruse designed to cover up the blood that dripped down from the storeroom.
In order to conceal the existence of the underground auction, correct?
Correct. The culprit had nothing to do with the auction. They would have had no reason to cover up that blood. Further supports the theory that the ringleader and the killer were one and the same.
As to the ringleader, do you have anyone you'd like to name?
The auction is always held in this committee chamber, with its storeroom located just overhead. But at the very least, we know that the murderous ringleader has some sort of connection to the committee. Yes. Suspect me, correct? As the committee's most powerful member, that should hardly be a surprise, right? You're a fine prosecutor, that much I'll give you. But as much as I might have mentioned already, you're all so hopelessly naive. Gotta hate the environment. You got nothing to do, have you? No evidence whatsoever. But you got something to share after all. Any evidence to show that Chairman Wiener is the murderer? I don't think we do. Like, nothing conclusive has shown itself so far that can say that, yes, he is the murderer. Letter K was carrying it is addressed to her. E-card. Magenta flower. We unfortunately just don't. I don't think we do. Chairman Wiener himself who brought up the fact that I suspected him. Seemed confident right from the get-go that he's untouchable. I mean, he knows. He knows I have nothing. Well, Miles, my boy, I'm to pay the piper. I've always wanted to say that. Kirby, he's all yours. Wait. Dang it, I just remembered something. Oh, did you have amnesia too? Fucking love Eustace. Nah, it just done came to me. Flashy inspiration, you know how it is?
Very well. Say your piece.
What are you doing, Verity?
Mr. Edgeworth has made clear he won't give up until every last lick of hope has been extinguished. So extinguish we must, lest he try to drag us through this excruciating process again in the future.
Yeah, what she said. I don't quite get it, but it sounded pretty cool. Don't worry, Dad. I'll help Gavel bring this to a winning finish. We'll show them how wrong they are. Let us hear what the has to say.
You heard the chairman, Miss Hart, if you would be so kind.
Well, all right then. Here goes nothing. Facts, Miss Hart, and nothing but the facts. Please. Don't you worry your pretty little head on that front. I'm a journalist. Truth's my middle name. Telling me officially worried. So the ringleader's the killer, right? Which makes the victim one of them auction goers. Thing is, that don't add up. I count 11 people coming down that hatch, see? Then the murder happened, and then the auction started back up again. Now, I had me look back downstairs right after that. No. And when you know it, there were 11 little duckies all lined up in a row again. How? And you're sure of this, Miss Hart? Sure as I can be, your gavel shoot. Saw 'em with my own two peepers. So, 11 before the murder and 11 again right after means... Wait, that's a thingy! Contradiction, Eustace. You try to keep up. Miss Hart, did nothing really change at all? I done told you already. They carried right on again like nothing even happened. Oh, except for wasn't nothing much, but... What is it? A little old mallet dude had. Can't have yourself an auction with that one. Kinda like the one Missy over there's got, but different.
The auctioneer's hammer.
That's the bunny. I done heard that thing banging and clanging right the way through. There ain't nothing, just like that. So the noise of the hammer stopped midway through. Would it have something to do with the murder?
What if Miss Hart is telling us it's true? We have something of a problem. Namely that if the victim is neither the auctioneer nor one of the attendees, your entire theory cannot stand, Mr. Edgeworth. Chuck one up and justice! Eat that, Edgeworth! See, Mr. Edgeworth, there really was nothing we could do.
No, there must be something we're overlooking. Something we don't have an explanation for. Just need to think. If I can't K is... Alright, kids. Time we finally have all our answers. If so, I expect you to make good on...
One moment, sir. I worry that it might still be a little early to pass judgment. After all, we have one more matter yet to resolve. Until we do, we cannot claim complete and total victory over Edgeworth. Is that not so, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, I expect you to have raised your voice by now. A loud, hold it, perhaps?
Oh, yes, of course. Once again, she has rescued us from the jaws of defeat. Let's get this over with, shall we? Well, there's this one matter that still remains.
By the contradiction in the coroner's report, sir.
That's...
I'm back with the witnesses, Your Honor. What's this all about? Why do you call us back down here? Did somebody suddenly fall ill? I'll have a compress ready in 2 Ouch! This better be good. Did somebody else drop dead? They might soon wish they had.
Brother, I'm getting lightheaded. I need to eat.
Dr. Hertz, Miss Needler, thank you for coming on such short notice. Let me assure you this won't take long. Quit trying to butter me up and cut to the chase, will ya? Of course. We summoned you here to confirm something.
Does Judge Gavel up to?
Dr. Hertz, this court asks that you provide the unabridged truth regarding the following. You stand by your preliminary findings, and you vouch for their complete and total accuracy. Grandma doesn't make mistakes, ever. That's strange. Huh? What do you mean? In the course of this trial, an error was indeed found in her report. And so I ask again for the truth, Dr. Hertz. Did you alter, tamper with, or in any way falsify your findings? That's awful. How can you even say that? What are you asking me for? What the heck would I want to do with that? To help the true culprit, of course. As if I know anything about all that. I just don't know I didn't do anything of the sort. And that seems doubly strange. What explanation could there be for the discrepancy in your report? Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might have any thoughts on the matter. It's not like you to be coy, I must say.
Why does she keep taking charge and helping me? I still don't know what she's trying to do, but I'll happily take what I can get. Everything was recorded accurately and handed off to Mr. Weena, quoting the protocol, and the report shouldn't contain any mistakes.
Oh wait, for the record,
I didn't do anything important in chat. I am so fucking hungry. I guess we'll see, won't we? Dr. Hood, perhaps we could begin with your side of the story. Chat. I'm fucking... I'm about to drop fucking dead. I'm about to be the next fucking report. I gotta call it here for the day. I am starving. I am very lightheaded. That's Little Rise if you can eat, chat. I don't need permission from you to eat, y'all. You think I need permission? You're silly. Y'all are silly. We're gonna call it here for the day. And we're gonna go. And we're gonna go raid someone. That's gonna be what we do. That'll be what we do today. So where are we dropping? Where are we dropping, boys? What am I thinking about today on this little evening? God, there's no one streaming today. There's like nobody streaming today for the most part. There's 4 people. Before I started stream, there was fucking 14. I'm gonna be real with you, chat. I don't feel like doing the whole raid song and dance in general. I think I'm just gonna cut it here today. I want to go, I want to get food, and I don't want to worry about anything else. Today, I get to be just a little bit selfish. So we're gonna cut it here for the day. This has been a good stream. I hope everybody had fun. Hope we had a good time. Tomorrow, we're gonna have Ace Attorney with Docs. So that's gonna be a good opportunity to go check out our little stream. So y'all go ahead and follow him if y'all don't mind. I'll go ahead and give them a little shout out. The channel you are shouting at doesn't exist. Fuck off. I spelt that perfectly. Totally. Alien. Okay, maybe it's an underscore and that's what I'm getting wrong. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. But yeah, we'll be playing Ace Attorney on their channel tomorrow. We'll have a good time. Everyone will have fun. Many laughs will be had. There we go. Go follow Docs. Go follow Docs if you didn't. They mod here. They're cool. We did a funny April Fool's thing with them tomorrow. They're rad. Go give them some love. But as for today, I hope everyone had a good day, night, afternoon, whatever y'all are, wherever the fuck y'all are doing. And I'm gonna go get some fucking food. I'm starving. Bye!